Howdy folks, Richard Emmers here from Windows Phone Central, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at the Nokia Lumia 520, a new Windows phone along with the Lumia 720 from Nokia. And this is the more affordable smartphone counterpart to the 720, so it's the cheapest Lumia in its Windows Phone 8 range family of devices. And don't let that fool you. As the company says, it's a more fun smartphone, which it certainly is. There's a slight down dip with the feature set and specifications, but not that you're going to notice if you're looking for a more affordable option with Windows Phone. It's going to get you through the day, and there's a lot on offer here, so let's crack in and see what's going on. So with this device we've got the red version. The case comes in yellow, white and cyan, as well as this colour, which can snap off and snap on depending on which colour you'd like to take out with you into the big bad world. So the device itself comes in at about 124 grams and is 9.9mm thick. So let's just quickly compare that to the 920, for example. You're not really looking much in it. It's not really substantial amount. While it does look quite thick on the side with the bezel going round, you're not going to notice it when in hand, and it actually feels quite nice. It feels quite natural to hold as well, which is always good. So the device inside, we'll quickly run through the inner workings of the device and then we'll run through the outer shell. You're looking at a dual core 1GHz processor, which is the Snapdragon S4. It's 1GHz, which is slightly behind the 1.5 we're used to seeing in the high-end devices, which can cause some issues when you're loading apps, but only for a few seconds. You're not going to notice any sluggish performance as you would on a competitor platform. As well as the 1GHz chip, you've got 512MB of RAM, which can cause issues with the larger games we're seeing on the store today, but with general use you're not going to have an issue there, especially with performance. 8GB worth of internal storage. It comes packed full with a SD expansion option should you wish to store media and possibly Xbox music files or Nokia music mixes on the go. You've got a 1430 milliamp battery, which is slightly a dip behind the 2000 milliamps we're seeing on the high-end devices, but again this is a more affordable option and it's going to get you through the day if you can manage your tasks, manage your live tiles and everything under the sun properly. The device takes micro SIM, as is the case usually these days, but you haven't got any NFC or wireless charging. Now these do take replaceable cases, but you can't buy an NFC case or wireless charging case cover like you can on the newer 925, for example, with the wireless charging. So with that said, let's have a quick look at the device itself. So as you can see the display, we've got a 4-inch IPS display, which is running at a WVGA resolution of 800 by 480, and it has a pixel density of 235 ppi, which isn't too shabby at all. Now one bonus you have with this most affordable Windows Phone is it actually sports super sensitive touch on the display itself. So this means that you can use, like the Lumia 920, you can use gloves, you can wear gloves and then use the device as you would normally without having to take the gloves off, for example. Or you can use your nails or any hard coins or anything else for that matter. It just makes it easier to use the device without going through the means to take everything off and prepare to use a touchscreen itself, which is quite nice. It's quite nice to have on a more affordable device. So on the left hand side, as usual with any Nokia Lumias we see today, there's completely bare, nothing there. On the top we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right hand side we have the volume rocker accompanied by the power button and of course the shutter button for the camera. On the lower hand device, end of the device we have the micro USB port, and on the rear of the device we have the 5-megapixel camera and of course speaker. You'll have noticed we have no flash. There is no flash on this device, which could cause an issue on low light photography, but it is a basic device, so you're not going to be wanting to go out into the night and take some awesome snaps. If you want that, you're going to really need to go and pay out the bucks for the higher end Lumias. Of course with the 5-megapixel camera you don't have a Carl-Zeiss lens or anything of the sort. You do have a f2.4 lens with 720p video capture capabilities, But the beauty of any Nokia device comes with the software that goes with that, so you're talking about Cinemagraph, Smart Shoot Lens, and of course Panorama, as well as any other apps that are available in the Windows Phone store to take advantage of the camera. So it doesn't stop there, and you can expand the functionality onwards from there. So speaking of software, as with any Lumia device, we are looking at the likes of Here Suite with Here Maps, Here Drive, Here Transport, Local Scout, and everything else under the sun which is already available on other Lumias. This really does expand the functionality of the device and offers a unique experience which is available on the higher end devices. So if you're looking for a more affordable option, you're not going to feel left out with the 520, which is a nice touch from Nokia, and it makes sense really. The also nice thing that a nice card that we should say that the Lumia 520 has to play is with the Here Drive. You actually have a license, a worldwide license, so you can use and download all the maps across the regions and then use the GPS turn-by-turn navigation as you would, which is not the case on the Lumia 720. You actually have to pay for that privilege, and you're only limited to the first market where the SIM card is attached to. So if you're in the United Kingdom, for example, and you put in the SIM card in the 720, the Here Drive will be then restricted to the region of United Kingdom. So if you travel to, say, Ireland or Europe, then you're going to have problems. You're going to need to expand on that. But with the 520, you have the option to use the maps as you would and keep going, basically, which is quite nice. So they've added in a load of things just to sort of beef up the experience on top of to sort of balance out against the lack of advanced features, which is quite nice. So let's have a quick look with the case off. See if I can do this in one go. So here we are, we have the battery, and next to that we have the micro SIM, and of course the micro SD slots, and of course you've got the camera there. So not really much else there, not really see, a bit boring, a bit bland, but it's the inside so it does the job. So that's the 520 in a nutshell. There's a lot there, considering it's the most affordable Windows Phone from Nokia. There is a lot on offer, and if you are looking for a cheaper alternative, or you're just coming onto the platform, you don't want to fork out a fortune for a high-end device, the 520 isn't a bad option. You're not really losing out on anything, and your experience isn't going to suffer. There'll be some problems down the line as larger games come out that require more advanced hardware, but aside from that, it's a pretty decent device. It's solid, it feels good in the hand, and we haven't experienced any issues with it thus far. You can read up more information on the Lumia 520 on our full review over on wpcentral.com.